artificial intelligence, of course, is disrupting sectors of the economies around the world. It's scaling. And here is a new report from Phillips Consulting Limited, Talent Management 3.0, where they look at AI and basically how it's going to impact talent management across Nigeria's workspaces for different sectors of the economy. Olateju Olugbenga joins us. She is, of course, a consultant, people transformation executive over at Phillips Consulting. Teju, thanks for joining us. Welcome. So I wanted to ask, this is a robust report. I have it here with me. This is 200 pages. I can imagine lots of work went into this. Can you talk about, I guess, what prompted you guys to put it together and how long it took to put together?
All right, thank you, and thanks for having me. I think in Phillips Consulting, one of the things that we believe in is that we believe that at the center of any transformation going on are people at the center. And what the report sought to understand was we wanted to understand how ready organizations are. AI is already a daily reality. And so what we wanted to do was to see how ready organizations were, as it regards to adopting AI and automation into their talent management practices. And the report took us about over 6 months to put the reports together, right? Over 6 months of doing interviews, doing sectoral analysis. We had to interview top HR professionals, business owners, and then we also spoke to over 500. And so in this report, you have the voices of over 500 professionals in the report.
Very robust. It'll take us days to get through the whole thing. Mr. Fulusho Phillips, the chair of the company, he did have, as a quote, I do want to get your reaction to here. It says, AI won't replace talent, it will redefine it, it will redefine what people must become. I believe that the winners of tomorrow are not those with more data, but those with more adaptable people. That's what I want to ask you about. Adaptability will become the new currency of talent. So how adaptable are you? Because in the age of AI, irrelevance, not unemployment, becomes a real risk. Can you flesh that out a bit for us?
Okay, thanks. So what my chairman is just trying to let us know is that in this new age of AI, it's not going to be knowledge that is the new currency. It's going to be adaptability. And adaptability in the sense that how are you able to embrace change? Are you ready for the change? Are you open to changes? Because now organizations will have to start relearning, unlearning, and then learning new skills to be able to position themselves, to be able to get ready for the disruption that is happening. And so he's trying to say that you need to embrace the change, be open-minded, to the change that is coming, because technology keeps evolving, and technology is here to stay. AI is here to stay. So it's how ready you are as an HR professional, as a business owner, how ready you are to embrace the change that is coming, because the change is upon us, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Great stuff. There's I can't really run through everything, but you've had 10 critical takeaways from the report. Number one is obvious. Most organizations are still experimenting with AI, not scaling. Number two, saying AI is seen more as an opportunity than a threat. Is that, I thought that was interesting. So I shouldn't, because we're going to get to a clip from the Wall Street Journal later on. But can you touch on that very quickly?
All right. From the surveys that we had, it was good to see that a lot of employees see AI as an opportunity, right? Opportunity to help in their activities. And it's not a threat. I think the real threat will be when an organization ignores it. Right. You ignore that the AI is here, because your competitions are going to leverage on AI. They'll keep scaling. They are going to keep their costs down. They get more talent to come into their workforce. And if you're not adopting, you're going to be left behind. So I feel that the real threat is really you ignoring AI, because AI is really here and it's changing the world of work.
As well as we know it. There was one of the critical points there was also on the skills gap. Number 3, awareness is high, but the digital skills gap persists, especially in AI-specific capabilities. So how do we close that gap?
All right. So I think right now, organizations have to have reskilling, upskilling as a top priority for them. So they have to put a lot of money investment into their human capital to make sure that digital literacy is top priority for them in their organizations. And then also in terms of educational reforms. So from the report also, our research, we gathered that about 85% of graduates don't have digital literacy. So the question now also is that what is government doing? What are our policymakers doing to make sure that curriculums are being reviewed to ensure that even from when you're in school, you're already learning some of these digital skills so that those gaps can be bridged. And then lastly, also in terms of reach, so making sure that digital literacy is not just for some selected few, but making sure that digital literacy is available for everybody. I mean, we have a lot of NGOs that they focus on different areas. Some NGOs focus on making sure that there's financial literacy, everybody is financially included. And so this is also an avenue for an NGO to pick up and ensure that digital literacy is, goes across board and everybody have this required skill.
That points you made on the graduate parts. Look, I can tell we get interns that come to the company. First thing I ask them is, do you have a laptop? Do you have a computer? Do you know how to use it? It is incredibly critical. Okay, still on the 10 critical points. Honestly, we could spend the whole segment on these 10 critical points. I think it was point number 6. And point number 6 says only a few sectors have made AI a strategic business priority. Do you think that is going to those sectors will grow over time? What do you make? What's your
all right.
outlook
So
on that?
yes, we're optimistic that it will grow. I mean, that's why we have this report, and we feel that a lot of sectors will pick it up and look at areas that they can, improve on. I mean, from the reports, we have sectors like education, agriculture, professional services actually leading. And we see more sectors actually also coming to them to adopt, HR, making it a top priority. So yes, we are optimistic that a lot of sectors will actually also come on board.
Fantastic. Number 7, I think you already touched on that with the digital literacy and so on, but how that fleshes into career, and that's, I think, my favorite. Career development and performance management are evolving quietly via AI. I think that is incredibly critical. What's your take on that number 7?
Yes, Rotus, I quite agree with you, and it's a bit worrisome because from the report also, what we gathered was just 3% are adopting AI as it regards to performance management and career planning, which performance management and career management are really critical HR functions. And we feel that HR professionals and organizations need to start jumping at this to see how they can leverage on AI. I mean, AI can help with, in terms of, we have a powerful tool called Skill that can help you with skill gap assessment. So, I mean, this tool can actually help you to identify the gaps, the skill gaps that your employees have. And then when you've identified those skills, you can then begin to map out learning areas to actually fill those gaps. Say performance management, for example. Rather than wait, the traditional performance management practice that we have is you wait till the end of the year to gather information on how well you have performed. But leveraging on AI tools, I mean, employees can get real-time information on how well they are doing, and they don't have to wait till the end of the year, and they can quickly catch up and improve upon those gaps that have been identified. So I think it's very critical, and I think that every organization should actually look into it and begin to leverage on AI so that they can be more effective in, these critical HR functions.
Great stuff. Now, so that's organizations. Next up, recommendations for 3 critical audiences. So you've got organizations, HR leaders, and then policymakers. Who do you think is going to move the fastest? I mean, I think we're seeing movement across all 3, and Nigeria's Digital Economy Ministry has held AI summits and so on. But yeah, well, of the 3 of them, how do you think is going to move quickly? I think it's private sector. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're somewhat correct. Yeah. I think organizations would move faster, but also organizations can't move on their own. The HR leaders also have to come on board, because at the end of the day, the HR leaders are going to be the ones to actually champion most of this transformation within their organizations. Yeah. And even also policymakers also, I mean, they also have to come on board in terms of making sure they are creating an enabling environment, right, in terms of data privacy and all of that. Because one of the other information that we have in that report also is that one of the major concerns why a lot of professionals don't want to adopt AI is also because of data privacy. And so we're trusting on the policymakers to actually also start looking into this and creating an enabling environment where people feel safe to actually adopt some of these tools. And so the three of them, there's no solo movement.
Right.
The three audiences have to move
together. All right. There was, I think there was one survey from, and you looked at it, number of sectors. I think this was from the financial sector, where you asked how has AI changed your company's hiring process. I think 26% said little to no impact, but then another 26 says faster candidate screening. And I did want to ask you about the concept of having an AI bot screen CVs. Is that's something I think is going to pick up? What do you think? How do you think people will feel about that?
Well, I think it's going to, right? Because, I mean, AI is an enabler, but at the end of the day also, there's still need for human judgment.
Yeah.
So that, but AI helps in terms of eliminating biases, but AI also still needs to work with human judgment. And so in terms of, imagine if you want to hire an editor, right? And then you have 1,000 resumes that you have to sit down and actually start screening one after the other. It's going to take time.
Laborious
that
process,
time you can devote it into doing more strategic things. And so that's what the AI does, right? It helps you sieve CVs, and then you have your, based on the job specification that you must have uploaded onto that platform, it helps you sieve and filter candidates that you can call up, and it just makes your work
a lot easier.
Yes.
All right. And also, it's also for assessments. Similar answer as AI conducting assessments.
Yes. Yes. It does also.
All right. So now I do want you to take a listen to this report from the Wall Street Journal, where it actually says that AI is coming for consultants like you guys. I want you to take a listen.
Okay.
Intelligence is coming for consultants, and at McKinsey, the technology is causing an existential reckoning. The elite firm's army of consultants has helped generations of CEOs navigate the thorniest of problems. But now, AI can increasingly do the work of McKinsey's highly paid consultants, often within minutes. AI is changing how McKinsey works with clients, how it hires, and even the types of projects that it takes on. The firm is doing less traditional strategy work and is instead helping clients to learn new skills or put new systems in place. Inside McKinsey, the firm is deploying thousands of AI agents that help consultants to create PowerPoint decks, to write emails, and to try to synthesize complex information really quickly. And already the shape of McKinsey is shifting. The firm reduced its headcount in 2023 in part to correct for an aggressive hiring spree during the pandemic, but it's also rolled out more than 12,000 AI agents. Now consulting has emerged as an early and high-profile test case for how an industry must adapt to stay relevant in the AI era. How do you think consulting firms will change in the AI era?
That's the question I'm throwing to you. How do you think consulting firms will change in it? And it's incredibly timely that came out right when your report came out. So, you guys under threats? What do you think?
I mean, we've heard that a lot. And I think I would also still circle back to my chairman's quote about being adaptable, right? And which is what consultants are doing, right? And if you hear from the video that was played also, a lot of consultants are already also leveraging on AI tools to make their work faster. I mean, in consulting now, right, the AI tools that we leverage on, some assignments that will take you about weeks to conclude, it's taking us lesser time to conclude. And so consultants are still going to be relevant because in terms of implementation, I mean, you still need consultants to come in. And so being adaptable also, we are ready. Consultants are ready. Bring it on. AI is here.
All set.
We're ready. We're set. So
all right. On a lighter note, my final question to you. I thought this was, again, the timing of this report. There's so many other things coming out. A church is, now we took out the name. We don't want to put the name there. But they're having, in fact, I got to show this to you. Okay, This is actually a flyer on a forum they're hosting. It says, psychological well-being and Christian counseling, caring for the soul in a digital age. What do you make of religious bodies also possibly seeing an impact from here? What do you make of that?
All right, I love this question. So I think that at the end of the day, you can't replace the Holy Spirit with AI.
Yeah.
It's not possible. But then again, also, even as Christian bodies, for the Holy Spirit to walk with you, you need to have knowledge also.
Yeah.
And so, yes, you can leverage on AI tools also as you go on in your faith journey, but it's not going to replace the Holy Spirit.
Yeah,
the Holy Spirit
there's only one Holy Spirit.
The Holy Spirit is still going to give you because what AI doesn't know. I mean, the Holy Spirit already knows everything.
But I do think it's interesting that churches are picking this up. That is quite interesting. Teju Olugbenga, consultant, people transformation over at Phillips Consulting. Thank you so much. Great work for you and the team on this report. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Really appreciate your time.